On October 22nd, 2016, I had a fear pop up. It returned again in 2017 at the RTX RWBY panel. Now, it's returned even more, and I think it's probably time to have a video dedicated to what I think and feel about this fear. Because, if anything, I feel like we're going more down towards the road where I'm just worried things are just going to get worse from here. Today, Miles posted a tweet of like all the projects that 3D animation and, well, just the animation team in general is going to be working on for 2018, and like stuff's going to be released. And holy smokes, it is a long list, including Nomad of Nowhere, which nobody heard of till today. Like, we all know Genlock was going to be coming out. I think it was supposed to be coming out this summer. Correct me if I'm wrong. When they announced Genlock at RTX 2017, I was both excited and fearful of like, oh no, RWBY is going to have less time to be worked on. And with RWBY Volume 4, when that premiered, and then throughout a lot of its run, I felt like this is not getting the amount of time worked on that it needs to be. Like, the premiere is a great example when it comes to the fight scene with that. The fight scene was very clunky. It didn't feel like RWBY. The weapon weighting looked wrong. It just, I don't know. It looked rushed. And then from like a lot of the tweets I saw from Krewby on like how they're all pulling all-nighters, and then like how the episode didn't get finished until like a few days before it premiered. And that was like a very much of a norm for Volume 4. Like, a lot of the times the episodes weren't done till like the night before, and I was like, this is kind of scary. Like, thank you for getting it done on time, but like, you know, maybe we should wait longer than just a couple of months for a new volume. I don't know. Now, Volume 5's improved quite a bit on that, especially later in the volume. They've been having better fight scenes, though there's actually better weapon weighting. There's still problems here and there with other animation, like sometimes Nora will still have her awkward fighting stance that it's like, okay guys, you don't go in a horse stance when you're fighting, because it leaves your huevos exposed, according to my sensei. And honestly, it's just not, it's used for training, it's not used for actual combat, especially when you're holding a hammer. But yet again, her hammer's really huge, so it's like, I can't blame them for not knowing what exactly how to have her pose. I feel like we're just now hitting RWBY quality, but then to also be thrown all these big projects, like I bet Genlock is going to be a huge project on its own, and should also be having the time it needs dedicated to it to make sure it can be the best that it can be. And I'm just really worried. Like, I don't know. And then they have Nomad of Nowhere. I don't know whether that's going to be 2D or a 3D animation thing, but it's still like, you're adding a lot of work. Volume 5 ends this weekend. And then, like, just the weekend after that, RWBY Chibi Season 3 starts up, which is another 3D animation team thing. It's like, are they gonna get a break? Like, RWBY Chibi is always, like, close to 20 episodes, which means, like, they're gonna be working on that for, like, 20 more weeks. Pretty much till the premiere of Volume 6 of RWBY. And RWBY as a show by itself is already having so much on its plate with, like, I mean, I feel like maybe they minimized that quite a bit now that Team RWBY's reunited. But it just feels like they got, like, White Fang going on, they got Salem going on, they got Maiden stuff going on, they have this Oscar and Ozpin situation going on, and then there's like, all these things, and then it's like, oh yeah, Ruby Rose is supposed to be the main character, yet we hardly ever hear her speak, we hardly ever see her on screen, and it's just like, what? Like, we hear her say, I'm angry, and then we don't even see her being angry after that. After that, it's just focusing on other characters for the next episode, and the one time we do see her, she tells Yang to go run off somewhere, and it's like, weren't you going to be angry? Weren't you going to have, like, a major fight with Mercury and Emerald? But we don't really even see that. And so I just feel like I don't know. And the episodes are already like longer than what we normally have from RWBY. Like they're almost anime length episodes now. Like they're hitting a lot of the episodes hitting over 20 minutes, and then some are hitting well over 15 minutes. So it's just like, you know, maybe we should just push RWBY Volume 6 back. Push it back to like this time next year, or, you know, just give it more time to be worked on and polished. Give Genlock the focus it needs to be finished and polished, and no matter nowhere. Like, I just don't want the animation team just worked till they're no longer like inspired to go to work, or, you know, they're just beat. You know, I just want them to be able to feel refreshed and all that. I trust that Rooster Teeth is going to be doing that. However, from an audience perspective, it doesn't it doesn't look like that. We the fans are part of the blame, because once Volume 3 came out, RWBY got huge demand. Like, its popularity blew up to proportions that the show was not used to. Like, RWBY during Volumes 1 and 2 was actually pretty small. It kind of had like a cult following. Like, it was just kind of like Firefly, like a small group of fans, but very dedicated to the show. And, you know, I was part of that group. And then to watch it grow up in popularity so fast was amazing. And then to hear that Volume 4 was coming out later that year was like, wow, that's unusual. Usually we have to wait a lot longer per a volume. And now that we're having like just a couple months wait, I feel like we the fans are just like demanding too much. And then like RWBY Grim Eclipse is a great example of that. Like, everyone wanted a RWBY video game so bad, we just kept demanding it and demanding it. And, you know, they said they were working on it, and we're like, that's not enough. We want it out now. We want to be able to play it now. And then they're like, all right, we're going to put it on early access. And then, like, not soon after, it was actually officially released onto, like, Xbox and PlayStation as well. And it's even more unfinished than PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Which is really quite saying something, because that game is not finished at all. Hopefully RWBY, or just the animation team in general, could be given enough time to give the shows the love and dedication they deserve. Anyway, guys, I want to do a little bit call of action. Send your love to RWBY's animation team, or just Rooster Teeth's animation team. Either send them letters, send them tweets. I'm gonna post the address on the screen while I'm saying this, so you guys could just send it and send letters to them, or maybe even like little things for the office. Or if you want to voice a little bit of concern because you love the show, you could do that too. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time.